In the case of government, it will have to really assess its own strategy. Specifically, does it really make sense to target those who are not holding weapons but are
Yeah.
advancing perhaps the same ideology? Or is it reproducing precisely the conditions that strengthened the CPP NPA before during martial law? So those strategies really have to be seriously reviewed. On the part of the New People's Army, Communist Party of the Philippines, they need an honest assessment of the wisdom of their strategy. A
Mhm.
Maoist strategy that grew out of the 1950s, 60s through
Yeah.
guerrilla warfare, when guerrilla warfare was largely successful against colonial struggle,
Mhm.
against colonialism.
Mhm.
In Vietnam, you had the Communist Party leading the anti-colonial war, eventually establishing the communist state. China, um, um, and um, and so on, right? At least in Southeast Asia, because perhaps that's probably the closest coming from World War II in our context, coming from Japanese occupation, which created opportunities for the successes of communist parties. And then you had the 1970s movements, guerrilla movements, most like in Latin America, in El Salvador, well, in Sandinistas in Nicaragua. And then, so those are the 70s, 80s generation that were able to reach a peace agreement in the
Mhm.
1990s.
Mhm.
The whole world has already changed.